balance of being able, especially on a hot day like today, being able to keep the ball a little bit longer, this idea of resting with the ball, but then being really quick in your moments that you decide to attack. Both of these teams have the capability to play in that type of shape.
Nicole Nelson, the head coach of SMU in her third year, she made it very clear that, you know, normally we like to be a bit more of a pressing team, but today it's a good chance you will see us a lot of the time in a lower block here, posing the challenge of the Seminoles having to break them down. There's Nicole Nelson, third season for her. Oklahoma, Stephen F. Austin, you'll know her for all her great work in the college game. Mentoring, coaching teams, successful teams. It's another one of the great college coaches in Nicole Nelson at SMU. Big switch of play, that's not a bad idea. They go over the top just to test the back line of Florida State. Trying to control it there is a striker to keep an eye on. Eliana Salama, number 9 there, providing the pressure. Here's a moment to press here. And tackled away there. Breaking that up was Camille Ash. Is that the way it goes today? A bit selective in pressure?
I absolutely love that decision from SMU. And Glenn, the key to that is making sure that the players behind the presser recognize it as well, right? So we can't just have 2 players going to step to the center backs and the rest of the lines are falling behind them. It's got to be a collective effort. As one goes, the rest of the lineup has to step as well. Really good moment from SMU on the defensive side of the ball.
You already see how high Mimi Van Zanten's getting for SFU, and it's remarkable what they have done in the absence of 6 players that went to the Under-20 World Cup. They're still waiting for their U.S.-based players to come back after winning the third-place game. This is a promising attack here for SMU. Driving down the right side here is Liz Eddy. Eddy's going to get a cross in towards the 6th. The header parried over the top. Spectacular crossing and finishing. Only more spectacular is a save from Addie Todd.
Absolutely unbelievable. What a start for SMU, coming and taking the game to the reigning national champions. They use that expansive width and they get a dangerous service across the face of goal, and that's why you want Nyah Rose back in the lineup. Her ability to come off the back shoulder of the defender. Addie Todd being called upon early in this match.
Set pieces, corners could be vital today for SMU. They play the short one. Florida State doesn't even get out, and it goes flashing to the right of goalkeeper Addie Todd. 8th straight game in goal for her, the sophomore from Littleton, Colorado. Had 5 saves earlier in the year in a 1-1 draw with Georgia, which was the only blemish. And did you have something to do with that, being a former Georgia striker?
Did not, but I did text Pinsey after the game and said, "Go Dogs."
Ash plays it forward here. It looks to be a first touch of the game for Cameron Simmons. Great turn here, and we love the dribbling of Salama. She's off and running now. She plays a nice ball here forward. Trying to split 2 defenders there. And that was a run from Nyah Rose, the Canada Under-20 World Cup player. Really positive start here for SMU, who have looked good in transition here so far.
And that was the question for them coming into this match. Whenever you're going to concede in the possession category, the question has to be, how does your transition game look? And so far for SMU, they have recognized really nice moments as a collective 11, and you're seeing the individual display that Salama can have when she's on the ball.
Another thing that Nicole Nelson, the head coach of SMU, said, at times we're going to try to press them off the restart, off the goal kicks, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. FSU's trying to get their engines revved here. Ash goes back now to Todd, very good with her feet, back to Ash. More pressure coming from SMU here, and it was almost one back, and it is now. It's Salama again. They keep feeding the player that can make things happen. Salama, nice ball there. She's played it, and Eddie's in an offside position. Free kick, FSU. SMU gaining good confidence here early with a couple of really good moments.
Like the dedication of their midfielders to be really resilient, forcing them into that midfield pocket, trying to pick the ball off. And that way, Glenn, you only have about 40 yards to go instead of trying to make your way up the entire length of the field.
A little relief here now with some cloud cover, but it's definitely over 90 degrees for these two teams, which must be factored in here today. And frankly, it's all about under these conditions having the ball.
And SMU had a really physical match against Miami last time out. Lots of fouls.
Of course, Florida State University, 2 straight years in the College Cup final. It's the 3rd year for Brian Pensky. Took over for the legendary Mark Krikorian. Here is FSU now in attack. Hudson will get a cross and lands on top of the net. Out for the goal kick. Washburn Stadium is the site here in Dallas, Texas. We welcome in all the viewers from around the country. ACC Network here today. Glenn Davis and Marion Crowder, as we got a good one for you. The defending national champions, Florida State University, taking on Southern Methodist University. Stake today here, 31 straight FSU is looking for. And of course, what an opportunity for SMU today, Marion, trying to get that first win over a top 5 team, but could you imagine knocking off the defending national champions?
Oh, pretty good, huh? That's a really a big stretch of opportunity for SMU in the coming weeks. They're going to be welcoming in the top 3 teams in the country, and it all starts today with FSU.
Rudden. So now in a bit of a mid-block. Rudden. Is this a time period where SMU, because they've had some success early, they got to be careful here, maybe not to go a little bit over the top?
Don't take the bait, exactly. Don't take the bait, right? You're starting to see things work in your favor when you stick to the game plan. Again, that recognition of when we should press and when we should just allow them to pass between the center backs. That's got to be on for the full 90 minutes.
This is Ash, plays it forward. Nice one-time ball, came out wide there to EY. Loves to join in the attack here. She is pushed very high. They love to push their 2 outside backside. EY has beaten 1. She beats Salama, gets in a great-looking cross, and the header just glances wide. So after taking a couple of real good chances from SMU, in the blink of an eye, it can happen like that for the Seminoles.
Exactly. In Florida State, they're going to lull you to sleep, right? Playing with the ball on the near side for 4 or 5 passes, and then all of a sudden a player makes a penetrating touch to the numbers on the back post. And Taylor Huff, we've talked about her ability to strike in all kinds of ways, whether it be inside the 18-yard box or from distance. She has got to be a player that you keep touch tight at all times.
8 goals, 5 assists for her. She's one of the most dynamic attackers in the country right now. She can also orchestrate play. But if you would talk to her, that is an absolutely clear header. And boy, that could have been a real body blow, I think, psychologically for SMU after coming out really good here today. McGovern now. All action midfielder and first corner of the game for Florida State. So for those that just joined us, here's a couple of the early SMU chances. This is the best one.
And we've talked about it, their ability to press out of the midfield and find their expansive shape out wide. And Nyah Rose back into the starting 11. What a key for the SMU Mustangs today. A great player back to goal and really brings a level of physicality.
Basically a 2-on-2 out here. They played the short one off the corner. This is a well-constructed corner here. It's headed away by SMU. Desperately trying to clear their box here. And an offside flag is up. It's a late whistle here from John McCloskey. The flag came up late. Long-time friend in college soccer, just like Nicole Nelson, is Brian Pensky, 3rd year. Big shoes to fill coming in with Mark Krikorian. He's already won a national title in year 3. He said when he took the program over, he said, you know, I take the program over with endless humility, in reference to Mark Krikorian and everything that's come before him. You will know him as the former Tennessee and Maryland coach as well.
Extremely well said.
Salama knocks it back. This is Hartman. 6 is the captain, Nieves. That's a good ball from Nieves, but some good covering play there. And the very talented Sophia Wynn, who wears number 16 from Pensacola, Florida. And Nicole Nelson, 3rd season, another one of these coaches that have just left a big mark on the women's college game over so many years. In fact, you would call both of these coaches that have pioneered and supported and pushed forward with great power and loyalty the women's college game. We oftentimes forget all those that have really fought for women's sports and women's college soccer over the years, both male and female.
And how much the landscape has changed. You know, I think about Brian Pinsky, I think about Nicole Nelson, know them well even from my time as a youth player, right? They've been in this game for a long time, and the college landscape with how it's changed, to be able for them to adapt and adjust and still have such relevant and quality programs, that says a lot about their coaching ability and the staff that they surround themselves with.
When you think of their lens too, just the quality of the game and how much it's changed, the quality of the players, and all the youth coaching that's going on, bringing these players to the next level, which is college. Here's FSU now driving towards the end line. Squared back and clear for the moment. And this is Nieves trying to get out of there, but Florida State on the repress wins it back. First time hit is side-footed away. And this will trickle all the way back to the goalkeeper, Sierra Cody Yard. Let's go to the SMU keys to the game. It is Crowder's keys.
Look, it's all about recognizing their moments to go. There are going to be large portions of this game where they don't have the ball. And like we said, it's a hot day. You're not going to want to press for the full 90. So when you do recognize that moment to go as a group and then have efficiency in the final third. How is the transition game, but also how efficient is your finishing? You have to rely on the fact that you're not going to have as many opportunities in this game as this SMU team is used to having. So in those moments where you do have it, the opportunities you do get, can you be absolutely clinical?
And they've had 2 good opportunities already, one forcing a huge save from Addie Todd. Good tackle there, a big heavy tackle from Sammy Nieves. Junior from Las Vegas, Nevada. Very, very important player for this team. Excuse me, that was Mackenzie Rudden. Crowder's keys for the Seminoles of Florida State.
Reading the game. Look, everyone has played these Florida State Seminoles a bit different. We've seen high lines, we've seen big presses, we've seen teams sit in mid to low blocks. So it's all about problem solving in real time, and Brian Pinsky expects his players to be able to problem solve and execute. And with that, when you're playing against a mid to low block, so much about finding openings is being able to shift the defenses left to right. So it's all about moving the ball laterally today for FSU.
Last match for FSU was a 5-1 win at Syracuse. That was their ACC opener, and SMU comes off a goal fest, a crazy game down at Miami on that smaller field, a 3-3 draw, but we saw some spectacular goals. So just an amazing game of goals and up and down. FSU in possession here. Huerta lays it on. It's a chance here. It's a good-looking chance. Squared in towards the box, stabbed away for another corner, and SMU avoids one here against the Seminoles.
This is big time. It started with the center back, and it works all the way up to the left back in Mimi Van Zanten. You're going to see her get forward quite a bit this match on the left-hand side. She likes to get forward, whereas opposed on their right-hand outside back likes to invert just a bit more.
Short one here for FSU. They get it into the box. Goes beyond everybody. Van Zanten's got 2 game winners already this year. It's almost not correct calling her a left back because she spends most of her time in the opponent's half of the field.
At one point, she was second on the team in goals behind Taylor Huff as a left back.
Really spread out scoring after you go from Taylor Huff's 8. You've got Simmons with 3. You've got Hudson with 3. Puerta with 2. Balls in the box here, and the far side netting was the target there for the Brianna Hudson, freshman from Rochester, New York, who's got 3 and 3 this year. Her first career goal against Rice, and a young freshman with a big upside.
I know we talk a lot about what FSU has been missing at the U20 World Cup, and you may say, Marion Glenn, they're the reigning national champions. They're just good. It doesn't matter. You would be correct, but I just want to give some context to exactly what they are missing. They're missing their leading goal scorer, from last year, 2023, Jordan Dudley. She's away, right? And then they lost the Matt Herman Trophy winner in Oni Ekajini, right? So there was this big question mark of where are our goals going to come from? Where's our production going to come from when half of it was taken away either by graduation or the U20 World Cup? And just to see how many quality players Brian Pinsky has had step onto the pitch and make production in the moments of absence has been really impressive.
Camille Ash, graduate student and growing in confidence. These fifth-year players and graduate students bring another level of maturity, not able to control it there. With Simmons, switch of play now. Good tracking backwards here by SMU to win the ball back to their goalkeeper, Sierra Cotayardo. She's also a graduate student from Toronto, Canada. Sophie King. Ticking down towards 26 minutes left here in the first half. It's been a good start here for SMU. Definitely the underdogs in this one, despite the fact being at home. Here's Salama, just beats one. She is exceptional off the dribble. Watch her today. She's laid on what looked to be a threatening ball. Ball still loose. It falls gratuitously in the box here and then cleared by FSU. It fell right to the feet of Liz Eddy. It's one back now. Here's Salama again. This ball she picked up tonight. She looked confident off the dribble and has looked confident ever since that in this one. You're a striker today. This is not a day you want to chase a lot of lost causes. Here's the Seminoles in the 2024 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Jordan Dudley, Heather Gilchrist, the defender, Gianna Riley, Taylor Suarez, Marianela Jimenez is here, played with Venezuela, and Lara Dantas also is here as well. And those two have come back and have already played, but the other four probably on their way back after defeating the Netherlands in the third place game at the Under-20 World Cup in Colombia. It's just remarkable to me the experience some of these young ladies are getting internationally. And
how that's going to make this FSU team even better when they come back with a different kind of mentality, right? Some of them are going to have picked up different skill sets, both on the pitch and off the pitch. It was a really interesting conversation that you and I got to have with Brian Pinsky about how you manage all of that coming back. Players playing in different roles, getting perhaps some leadership experience that they don't get at FSU, players having to deal with being more of a support role that they're not used to. It's a lot for these coaches to have to weigh and balance as these players start to return to the lineup.
I'm going to counter that with it might be a champagne problem, too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You get an opportunity to see people in roles of responsibility that they may not have gotten with all of them there. But, yeah, flying around halfway around the world. And you mentioned it on the call. Also, you got to come back and be a student.
Yeah. And just from a mentality standpoint too, you know, you go from, and you know how it is, you go from being so focused on one thing, being so focused on winning that U20 World Cup, and now you kind of have to come back and reintegrate yourself into multiple facets of life. It's a good problem to have, though.
McGovern, real quick and tidy, trying to split two there. It'll be a throw in FSU. I think if you're Nicole Nelson right now, you're going to say you're off to a good start here today in Dallas, Texas. Simmons was trying to get turned there. Comes back to the thrower. I got it into the box. It's cleared by SMU. It's a full sprint here. It was Liz Eddy trying to break out. The tip of the spear right now is Nyah Rose for SMU up front. All the way back to Addie Todd. Camille Ash also played at Portland in the Pacific Northwest. Loss of possession. Is there a chance to break out here in transition? And that's the one woman you want on the ball right now, Salama. Player on wide. Oh, it's a fantastic ball out wide. Trying to line it up for a first-time hit was Liz Eddy. Space got killed there. Cross will come into the near post and then gathered by Addie Todd.
I would have loved for Salama just to release that a touch further, but at the end it works out well, and you see just the miscommunication, right? Both players trying to get on the end of it. A first-time hit was on, absolutely. And at that moment for SMU, they were their own worst enemy.
Feel pretty good about what they've carved out here. And they have proven to us so far that they do have a transition game here, and a lot of it gets started by Eliana Salama. Tell us what else makes her dangerous, Marion.
Right now we're seeing it's her ability to be a two-way player, and that was something that Nicole Nelson told us she has improved greatly this season, is her willingness to defend. And in that moment of the build-up, it was her 1v1 defending that won them the ball and then started the attack the other way.
Taking a hydration break here. Hydration break. Florida State and SMU tied at 0. We'll come back in a minute here. It's a good one in Dallas, Texas in the ACC.
At US Bank, when we say we're in it with you, we mean it. Not just for the good stuff, but for all the hard work it took to get there. We are in for all of it. Because there's nothing as
game throughout the day. You get back at 6:30. You wrap up the afternoon with highlights and analysis, and then you get set for Florida State and SMU at 8 after the game. So stay right here on the ACC network. You will be covered for sure. Nice looking crowd here. Incredible environment for these two teams. Good look there at the all-action, all-around midfielder Sammy Nieves from Las Vegas, Nevada. It's been a big factor in midfield here today. 3-sport athlete in high school. How about that?
Crazy. That's things that you don't hear often, obviously. We've got the soccer package on deck, but guess what else we've got? A defensive MVP award in basketball. A 3-sport athlete, just showing how well-rounded she is, just overall athletic ability. Track and field, 2 school records. You done that, Glenn?
Not.
Just one.
I decided to focus on one so I could be okay at one of them. Realized basketball was not in my future
Hey, me
very
neither.
quickly.
All 5'0" of me.
My town in New Jersey wasn't much of a basketball town. I hope none of my high school basketball friends are listening. So SMU off the throw here. And now in the third year for Brian Penske, this is becoming a lot more of his recruits. One back in a good area here, holding play up is Taylor Huff. Just an exceptional player, had 2 goals against Syracuse. She runs at people, can play make, really has the full package. Big ball knocked forward there. That one was towards Nyah Rose. So FSU now trying to widen it out here. EY pulling out on the right. They're going to go back to their goalkeeper, Addie Todd. So take us into patience and composure today and the importance of that for both these teams.
It's really difficult on the defensive side of the ball to be disciplined in this mid to low block for 90 minutes. You can't get caught chasing, right? You have to almost think of it more zonal and less of a man-to-man type of coverage. Have your area, be really good in your area, and make sure that your runs are tidy, your marks are tidy. Now, I would actually argue on the offensive side of the ball, especially for a team like FSU, this is a bigger challenge because you're forcing them.
Back to that in a second, over the top. Here's FSU. They're trying to cut it back there. It was a good run forward there by Taylor Huff, and clear.
You're forcing them to solve problems in real time, and that's kind of what we're seeing, Glenn, especially in the midfield for FSU. We're seeing the clocks turn in real time. You saw that deeper run from Taylor Huff there just to try and threaten a bit vertically. It's all about solving a puzzle for FSU on the offensive side of the ball, having the patience to go left to right, knowing that you're not going to break them down in a matter of 2 to 3 passes, but it's going to take a bit more patience, a bit more time.
Tori Peterson comes into midfield for SMU. Salama also gets a break, as does Mackenzie Rudden. Yevis gets there with the outside of her foot, plays this one forward. Not to belabor the point, but 90 degrees really makes you be economical when you're running. Here's SMU off and running here. They get it to the box. Square to the top of the box. It's a shooting opportunity. Just goes wide. Sammy Yevis was joining in. It takes a deflection, it's out for the corner, and it gets the SMU fans up.
And that was a really good moment, again, recognizing when to go. They see that they've got the numbers, they see they've got FSU pins onto the sideline, and then it's just about getting forward and trying to be as efficient as you can. Nice little dummy on the back stick and almost catches the deflection.
The Evis to take the corner. Ticking down towards 16 minutes left here. She's going to square it back. There's a real opportunity to get delivery in here. The box is still loaded up, and the header not on target, but at that moment it looked like SMU had caught flat-footed FSU here, who didn't get out of that 6-yard box.
Exactly. Defensive effort starting to be rewarded. The corner kick created off of that last chance, and that's just a willingness to go up and get that one from the center back of the Mustangs.
Abby Hampton, a senior from Newport Beach, California. Does it seem to you that SMU's had the better chances here today?
Yes, absolutely. No doubt about it. And I know we haven't touched on it quite yet, but obviously we have touched on the fact that it's a very hot day. You mentioned you need to be economical in the way that you're running forward. That also brings the importance to set pieces, right? Being really efficient in your set piece opportunities.
This is a good run forward here down the left. This is Van Zanten. Zanton knocks it. And it's one back by SMU. Good battling up front. SMU's going to earn a free kick here. That was the power and strength of number 5, Truth Byers, who comes on. Been a starter at times here, but that power and strength earned you a free kick. In the box it comes, headed away by FSU. Boy, substitution patterns today, something that really could come in for both Brian Penske and Nicole Nelson. Addie Todd walks it up. Plays to Camille Ash, who's gotten a lot of the ball. 2 center backs have been on the ball a lot today for FSU. Sophia Nguyen now will carry it forward. Not afraid to do that. Van Zanten. Ball into the box and just lashed out of there by Abby Hampton. I'll make that Haley Horton. More changes. Both teams making 2. Lou Brusso comes on for SMU. Oh, it's a free kick here, or is it a throw? Free kick here now, and standing over this is Taylor Huff. Ryan Ey coming over as well for FSU. Box is loaded up here. Set pieces could prove pivotal today. We tick down towards 13 minutes left in the first half here in Dallas, Texas. Comes back, it's not a good enough ball but it's one back by FSU. It's a shooting opportunity, and in the end, it's easy for Sierra Cotillard. SMU trying to hit Kelly Gordon in transition there. It's one back by FSU. Still on the ball. They're square at top of the box. First time hit is blocked. The second chance. Trying to clear their lines here desperately is SMU. FSU stays in possession. And a chance off the throw-in to slow things down here, but a good flurry of pressure here from FSU, Marion.
They're weathering the storm right now, and this is Soleil Washington. What a little nifty move. Oh, we'll see ya. Entry into the box, picks her head up, finds the open player, and we're starting to see a lot of weathering the storm for the SMU Mustangs. Does that matter, Glenn, of they're bending right now, haven't broken yet, doing well to clear their lines, but there is a lot of pressure that they're having to weather from the reigning national champions.
Nanami Atama has come on as well. Here comes SMU now. Great recovery run there from Washington. It shows she can do it on the defensive side as well. This is Sophie King now. That is a dangerous ball if it can get over the head of Wynn, but it doesn't, and cleared by FSU. Peterson lining up for what looks to be a longer throw here. And a long throw it is. Gets it into the box. Second ball is picked back up by SMU. More good work for the substitute, Tori Peterson. Next Thursday, ACC women's soccer. It's number 2 Florida, the defending national champions. It's Clemson Seminole Soccer Complex in Tallahassee. Noles have won the last 8 against the Tigers. Catch it on the ACC network. Long throw into the box. Flicked onto the back post. Side volleyed out of there by FSU. Bit of a push here coming in the final 10 minutes here from SMU, who have had some real good clear-cut chances here today. Again, we remind you, FSU is unbeaten in 30.
You're starting to see, too, I believe, you mentioned that last push that SMU is trying to make, Glenn, in these final 10 minutes. A lot of that goes to the fact that they have the depth in their bench to be able to do so. Florida State's bench right now, we've talked about the players they're missing. They're just a bit depleted, and that may come and play a pivotal role on a hot Sunday afternoon.
SMU has made 7 changes here in the first half. FSU 3. First half you can't return. Second half you can return once. So that plays into the way coaches handle their substitution patterns. 7 means you have a lot of faith in the depth of your team, especially against the defending national champions. And if you can get through this period, you will have given some of your key players a good rest. Ball comes into the box, headed away. Still FSU. But there might have been a handball. It would have been outside the box anyway. Not called by the referee, John McCloskey. This is Wynn. Wynn goes back to Addie Todd. Addie Todd's been a part of 5 shutouts. Excellent feed as a goalkeeper and the confidence to play way off her line here. Smith goes back. Nice run by the center back, leads to this. Big space on the right side here. Left side, it's Kelly Gordon now driving into goal. Gordon still going. It's a one-woman show right now. Looking for support. Tries to get turned in the box. Goes down. They're going to the penalty spot. John McCloskey will go to the penalty spot here.
And Glenn, the whole time she had this ball in the box, I just kept saying, welcome the contact, welcome the contact. That was a brilliant decision just to try a cheeky enough move. It's the right call, no doubt about it. What a moment for SMU.
Huge moment here for a penalty specialist, Lou Brousseau from Rennes, France, the junior, against Addie Todd. A lot of time for Brousseau here. She approaches for SMU. The penalty goes in. Lou Brousseau. Wait a minute, we may take this again. There may have been some encroachment here.
That's encroachment in the box, number 13 for SMU.
Gotta have faith in the person who's taking your penalty. This leads to some mind games here for Brousseau again to take another penalty. Now she's going to walk away from it.
She's going
to give it to Truth Byers.
The right decision.
Byers drives it straight at the goalkeeper. And in the end, it's an easy save for Addie Todd. Put a circle around that moment here today.
So here's the takedown in the box. This is what led to the penalty call. Good decision by the attacker to get her inside shoulder. Forces Camille Ash to take her down from behind. Truth Byers ends up being the second penalty attempt taker. And it goes to the exact same spot, Glenn, as the previous penalty taker. And it was the right decision to let a different penalty taker step to the spot. Ultimately, though, for Truth Byers, just not put tucked far away into the corner enough. Addie Todd, what a moment.
Not a take against the defending national champions. Here's Truth Byers now trying to get turned. Credit to Kelly Gordon for drawing the penalty and drawing the foul from Sophia Wynn of FSU.
And, you may be asking me, why is that the right decision? But you mentioned it. You play mind games, right? So now that a goalkeeper has seen your penalty stance, they see your approach, they also see your spot. There are two schools of thought in this, right? If I'm an attacker, I'm going to go to my exact same spot every single time. Or now that they've seen me and there's familiarity there, do I change it up? And so to avoid that kind of mental decision-making, you just have someone else step to the spot. That's ultimately why I believe it was the right decision to let Truth Byers take that.
One back here. Ball into the box, player slips and goes down. Well, SMU is going to break out of this psychologically. Doesn't look like it's affected them. Cote Yard is not taking any chances. The angle that came back, it goes into midfield now. Russo got it out wide. This is Bach carrying it forward. Still Bach. Good looking cross towards the near post. In the end, it's picked off by the goalkeeper, Addie Todd. Let's go back to this penalty from Byers.
Wonderfully read by Addie Todd and wonderfully met on the second phase by her teammates. And Glenn, I would say that perhaps SMU is no worse for wear, but sometimes in a big moment like that, a big-time goalkeeper save, a big-time tackle, it ignites a different kind of confidence going forward the other way, and we're starting to see the momentum switch just a bit, a little bit more sense of urgency from the Noles.
Here's Byers coming back into midfield. Of course, her sister Trinity Byers, the great attacker for Texas. Sadly out with an ACL injury. We wish her the best in her recovery. This is FSU now. To the box it comes, and it's cleared again. Getting in there was Washington again, who's looked dangerous on occasion. And it's going to be a free kick foul call there on Mimi Van Zanten after knocking down SMU's number 20, Lou Brusso. Brusso thought she had put SMU and the Mustangs up against the defending national champions, if not for encroachment. Which frankly isn't called all the time.
Very true.
Long ball forward here. Well, that's good from Byers if she can find some help. Washington knocked it back. First time ball forward here. Good tight marking here. You really have to say the SMU subs have done a nice job coming into this game. Byers. Push to the corner flag here. And that's going to be a lost cause there for Kelly Gordon. But again, Gordon has brought some real good lively play out wide, Marion.
Gordon, that player that drew the penalty kick. That's going to be one of my notes for SMU going into the second half, is just continue to get the ball to the feet of your wingers.
Labdawian for Puerta for FSU. Very talented Ashlyn Puerta, 2 goals, 4 assists on the year. Only a freshman from San Diego, had a game winner against Rice. And was finding a lot of pockets of space in that 5-1 victory over Syracuse, so she'll get a rest. Tuesday, Nothing But Net Crew will look at every ACC school's upcoming basketball schedule. Tip-off Monday, November 4th. They'll break down the women's 7 to 8 Eastern, then the men from 8 to 9. And it's only right here on the ACC network. More sports than you could ever ask for. Wynn will knock it forward. That's Varadantis getting on now, who represented Brazil in the Under-20 World Cup. So 2 of the 6 are back. The 4 U.S. players will make their way back for the head coach, Brian Penske, in the very near future. Could be available on Thursday, potentially. Long-range hit, that's pulled wide and out.
And those are perhaps the moments to be a bit more patient in the attack. If you're FSU, you had the numbers going forward. You were almost like for like across the back line. Had vertical threats, had players who could come underneath a bit and support. That's that discipline to be a bit more patient in the final third that FSU is going to want to see in the second half.
If you're SMU, you want to get to the locker room here at 0-0. Each team has 2 shots on goal here in the first half. EY knocked it inside. Here's Ash now. And Marion, if you say, okay, can we get some pressure on FSU today in their backs and force them to make decisions? Well, today you have to say SMU has done a pretty good job of that.
Exactly. That's why I say just continue to try to get the ball to the feet of your wingers. SMU has a lot of individually talented players who like to go at defenders. Continue to ask questions of that.
Awkward clear there. Careful, FSU here can make things happen in the blink of an eye. It comes wide here now. This is Kelly Gordon, who drew the penalty, now running it out of the back here. A little bit of a stop and go, and gets caught in possession. First half comes to an end, one that had drama, chances for both teams. And at the half, Florida State and SMU tied. By the way, saved the penalty at Miami. Forgot to mention that in the first half, which helped them get that 3-3 draw from Toronto, Canada. In the garnet is Florida State University, and in the white is SMU. Throw in here for SMU. Physical nature of the ACC, something everybody also has to realize. First year for SMU in it. We talked about efficient finishing today here. SMU will say that they have had quality chances, so will FSU. Center back Wynn. We've seen a lot of this tonight, really holding the ball near the halfway line between the 2 center backs and goalkeepers.
And that's really the way that FSU likes to attack. They want their center backs to be able to step into those pockets. And what that does is it allows for number 14 and Garnet Carissa Beckman. She steps a line higher. They get more numbers on the back line, and they have options, whether it's threatening in behind like Taylor Huff now, or perhaps coming to support the ball underneath and Rihanna Hudson. Their ability for the center backs to start the attack really is what opens up a lot of FSU's options going forward.
Here's Huff now. 8 goals, leads the team. Comes off a 2-goal performance against Syracuse. It's a great turn here. Initially from Nyah Rose. What a ball. It's Salama. That's the person you want at the tip of the spear. Another save. Unbelievable chance to start the second half here. And Addie Todd makes herself big and comes up with a huge save.
And these are the moments Brian Pinsky just talked about trying to manage better. It's a brilliant transitional attack from SMU, but Addie Todd called upon once more. And arguably that save was better than the penalty kick save.
Fantastic ball from Nyah Rose.
Yeah, it's really excellent. Excellent run, excellent recognition from Salama to get forward as well.
Really have proven to be very good in transition today, SMU. Just missing the final piece. It's not going to be easy to beat Addie Todd in goal for FSU, which we have seen her come up with a couple of sparkling saves already. Flick on here. This is towards Brianna Hudson. Dangerous ball back in. There's one by Huff. That's the last person you want to get the ball in here. Still Huff, and cleared by SMU. Knocking it forward there to Nyah Rose again. Rose had a spectacular, one of the most spectacular goals we've seen in the collegiate season this year. In the 3-3 draw against Miami. That's a good way to describe it. Insane. Part contortionist, part perfect side volley. Incredible goal. That included very tough Miami. This is Ash to the feet of Puerta. Get the sense there's a little fatigue in FSU here today. Taylor Huff doesn't seem to be that involved today as much. And here comes FSU now. This is a good build towards the top of the box. That was Hudson. She knocks it back. Oh, there's a 2-on-1 here. It's a real chance. Van Zanten lays a defender down. Van Zanten tries to stuff it in at the near post, but it's a better save from Coda Yard.
I like the first decision from Van Zanten to do that little cutback move. It's a good 2v1 here. This is the right decision, cutback move, make the defender go to ground. What I don't want, though, is that near post shot, right? That angle is so difficult. Cotillard is a physical presence. You had the numbers at the back post. Just a little slip ball across the backside would have proven to be a bit more fruitful.
Well, as much as we talk about chances today, we have to talk about the quality of goalkeeping. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good analyst. You already were on top of that.
You're half an analyst. Do my job for me.
Huff to take the corner. A lot of bodies inside the 6-yard box. It's going to go towards. Trying to clear their lines here is SMU. Van Zanten. Oh, nice little tricky back heel. And it'll be a throw in FSU.
Sophie! Full side. Hey! Behind you. Good. Right shoulder, Haley. Hey, face! Up and out! Up!
Yeah, there's some good communication here. There's a chance to break out again. Got slowed up for the moment. Salama's out wide. She's widened herself out and trying to hit that diagonal across the field. Eventually gets cut out. That ball trying to be played by Una Gashik, the unsung freshman from Overland Park, Kansas. A lot of high praise for her. FSU players up off the bench here today. And again, we remind you it's over 90 degrees here in Dallas, Texas.
You brought it up, Glenn. Subbing patterns and decisions from coaching staff in regards to how they use their substitutions. Real key today.
It'll be Mimi Van Zanten again off the throw-in from Buffalo Grove, Illinois. 3 goals and an assist for a talented attacking left back. Threw it towards Hudson. Hudson is there. Hudson will play a good ball to the back post. It's just over the head. The incoming run from Simmons. He might have got in there too early. Another chance just goes wide, and it's Rihanna Hudson again involved. She came across the near post and the face of the goalkeeper, Kota Yard.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I love that run from Rihanna Hudson. Just off the back shoulder of the defender, puts herself right in front of the goalkeeper, and hey, volley, knee, head, chest, doesn't matter. Get a body part on the service and try to put it across the frame of goal. Well done from Kota Yard there to be able to change direction so quickly.
The only blemish on FSU's season so far was a 1-1 draw at your alma mater, Georgia. And in that game, it seemed like Rihanna Hudson, as a freshman, got pushed around a little bit. A very effective defending game. And position have good moments against FSU.
The way that SMU has come out, their game plan today reminds me very much of what Kadani McAlpine and the Georgia Bulldogs did in Tallahassee, mind you.
Big ball forward here. Oh, it's a wonderful touch. Wonderful, wonderful touch there from the Evis. Ball whipped into the box. And covered well there. SMU doing a great job of applying some pressure. The Evis hitting a tester there. And it's going to be a corner now for the Mustangs. Stemming the Evis, 3 goals, 2 assists to take it. Wearing the captain's armband. Zonal marking here from FSU.
Find the ball, come on! Yeah, keeper.
Play the short one. It comes back to Nieves. FSU doesn't budge. Comes to the top of the box. It's flicked back in. Oh, trying to get a touch on it there. It was Mackenzie Rudden. She was onside. FSU likes to kind of hold their ground and stay inside that 6-yard box.
Wouldn't you know that Nicole Nelson said that they've had set-piece woes defensively? She would love to get in a positive category and really take one of these set pieces, put it in the goal column.
Look there at Hallie Hartman.
She's been good.
Hallie Hartman is from Grand Prairie, Texas, a junior. Yeah, so picture yourself running around in this 101. Really a challenge here, and the way you play the game changes in a big, big way.
I can speak from experience, right? The Thursday to Sunday, the Sunday afternoon, it really doesn't become fall in many places that these teams play until late October.
Huerta. Huff played it on to Beckman. Oh, nice ball from Beckman. It's a first-time cross, nobody in there. And it whipped across the face of the 6-yard box. The FSU strikers couldn't get there.
And that's exactly the point that I wanted to make, right? On these hot afternoon games, efficiency in the 18-yard boxes, whether it's making sure that you're defensively organized or whether it's making sure that your final third entries are efficient. And to provide some context, and what I mean efficient, can you earn fouls? Can you draw corner kicks? Can you force saves? That's what's constitute as an efficient final third entry. And I believe that Brian Pinsky would not be that pleased with how his team has been in the final third today.
Here's FSU now. Oh, it's a good ball out wide. Chance to square it, and cross is not pulled out with right on the doorstep, Rihanna Hudson.
Again, Glenn, I just don't really understand the decision to try and force a shot at the near post. Sierra Cotillard, again, a physical presence, very tough angle to shoot that at the near post. The runners were always at the top of the 6 and at the back post, just a little slap ball across.
Huge tackle from Rutten. It initiates this. Here's Nieves now. She's got Salama to her left. She's going to slow things down. Nieves will get a crossing. Trying to get the run there. Nyah Rose coming back to the ball. But remaining in possession here is SMU. Salama, here's your dribbler. Great tackle. And great work there from Ashlyn Puerta back defensively. Real responsible from the freshman from San Diego, California. Another opportunity off the corner here for SMU. Nieves to take it. Squares it back. This is King. Nieves squares it back. Shooting opportunity is blocked from the 18 over the top. Good power from Rose, but over the top. Saturday morning, 11 Eastern, ACC Huddle Crew gets you ready in Dallas. 60-minute pregame show. BC hosting Western Kentucky at noon. They got halftime shows, pre- and post-game shows, all during the day. Then they're back at 6:30 to wrap up the afternoon. Highlights, analysis, you get it all. Florida State SMU then at 8 after the game. Stay right here on the ACC Network. If you're just tuning in and you see 0-0, this has been a game not devoid of chances. Chances for both teams. It's most important right now for FSU, for you, Marion.
Better decision making once you get into the box. I go back to the 2 chances we saw in a row where the players decided to go for a near post shot when they had runners in the box. They had the numbers on the back post. You're getting the final third entries. Just be more efficient.
Eddie over the top. Well, that's something Brian Penske mentioned at halftime too, right? That he thought they were giving the ball away unforced.
It really has been impressive, though, what SMU has been able to come out and do defensively. We talked about the discipline that it takes to kind of stay in this mid to low block for 90 minutes. And we've seen not only a collective 11-player effort, but we've also seen some individual defensive moments of brilliance.
It's a good look at Brian Penske. Here's the increased scoring for the Seminoles. It's a goal-scoring machine, but, you know, if you were going to get them, you probably want to get them on a Sunday.
Yeah.
When it's 90 to 100 degrees.
And they've traveled.
And they've had to travel, and I'm not taking away anything because SMU has been excellent today.
And when their bench is not what it normally is, they don't have the player availability that we are used to seeing from this Florida State side. And we talk about depth being created here for the players getting some minutes, but that depth isn't here at this moment. They're still missing several key pieces. Away at the U20 World Cup, they've got some other players knocked up, banged around, and so this is really the moment for SMU to make a statement to the rest of the conference, the rest of the country.
Good hold-up play here at the top of the box. Well, that's a wonderful touch here. And it's going to earn a corner. Huff will go over to take it. But some real good work there on the ball. That was Lara Dantas.
Okay, White, let's talk. Let's go. Everything out.
And when fatigue is a factor, these set pieces become even more important.
Fourth corner for FSU. Huff to take it, the senior. Towards the 6. And towering header there. Good defensive header. Driven right back in. Yeah, that's a good rip. That's pulled wide, though. The hit there coming from number 8, Marianela Jimenez, the Venezuelan under-20 World Cup player. She got back from representing her country. Marianela does have power in that right foot. This is Wynn. I'm told that from Brian Penske told us that Sophia Wynn is still learning the center back position. I would say she's a pretty good student. She looks pretty comfortable there.
Really intelligent player.
Good on the ball as well here. She's trying one over the top here. That's not a bad idea. She tried to bring in the run there of Jimenez.
I really would like to see FSU a bit more multi-dimensional in the way that they're moving forward. Right now we're seeing a lot of players just sitting on top of the back line. Good turnover.
We've won it back here. Here's Huff. Huff going into the box. That's a good clean tackle. Crowd's not going to like it. Huff remains down. There's a good run on the far side of the field. They couldn't find that great running there of Liz Eddy, but it's still SMU in possession. But they do find Nieves almost. Spirited away tackle there. Great work from Van Zanten.
That's questionable. That's questionable. Taylor Huff did really well from that particular angle to have the ball on her far hip. Defender came through her near hip. Right, there is definitely an argument to be made that you had to go through the player to get the ball.
Liz Eddy knocked it back. Pushed down the line. So Lama got bumped off it there. By Dantes. And a foul on Jimenez is going to give a free kick to FSU. Peyton McGovern coming back there. I take it you don't like that call.
I'm a big shoulder-to-shoulder, let him play kind of gal.
I agree with you.
Little confusion on the yellow card as well for me.
So look at Jimenez and a look there at Peyton McGovern. 3 assists on the year, the freshman from Bristow, Virginia. By the way, has been good in the air as well today. Brian Penske looking on. Got a lot of players who've accumulated a lot of minutes over the course of this season so far, with 6 going away to the Under-20 Women's World Cup. One of those includes Mimi Van Zanten, who comes off now, the talented left back. Huerta.
Lydia, drop in! Lydia, right shoulder!
And same thing for me the other way, right? I said it. I didn't like the call earlier that gave FSU this free kick opportunity. I don't like that call that forces this attacking stint to go away for FSU. And a little bit of this that's a bit more egregious than I thought the foul given earlier.
A little bit of the right arm, right?
Soleil Washington, number 28 in Garnet. What a talented and exciting freshman for the Seminole program. We've seen just how crafty she can be on the ball.
Hard work from Rutten, but Washington comes away with it. She finds Dantes, who gets it out wide, and the pass not good enough. It's cut out there by Sophie King. This is Ash now for FSU. Beckman. Dantes. cross towards the 6, headed away. Second ball is going to be important to pick up, and they do. Headed away by Haley Hartman. Knocked into midfield by Alvord. Alvord keeps her run going. Here's she on the ball. Sophomore from Argyle, Texas, Emma Alvord. Nieves. Go over the top to Nyah Rose. Here's Nyah Rose now. With that spectacular goal against Miami. Rose is one-on-one. Has beaten her defender to the end line. Squares it back. It trickles in. It goes in off the goalkeeper, Addie Todd. And SMU takes a 1-0 lead here in Dallas against the defending national champions.
What a brilliant decision from Nyah Rose. On the first try, she sees she doesn't have the runners, so she takes her time. Here's the first look, no runners. And then she says, all right, now that I've got runners, I'm going, and I'm getting in line, and what a decision. That extra touch is really what keeps Addie Todd glued to the near post. The last touch, it forces Addie Todd to have to stay tucked into the near post because she's got to respect the angle for which Nyah Rose can finish. Nyah Rose, what a moment.
66th minute goal. She comes off one of the most remarkable goals in college soccer this year against Miami on Thursday. And right now, she is the star woman here in Dallas after beating Addie Todd in goal.
And I always want to give team credit, right? But that was just a moment of attacking brilliance from one individual player.
See how this goal affects either team. Huerta cuts it back on her right. Top of the box, it's Huff. She can make things happen here. Here's Huff trying to come to life. A weaving, dribbling run. She goes down. Shot's not hit with enough contact from Dantes. And easy right now for Sierra Cotillard. Tactical advantage, time relative to score right now. Does that change SMU in the way they're thinking right now?
SMU, don't change a thing. You have proven that you can be efficient in transitional moments.
Here they go again. This is Rose again, whips across him. Had a runner in the box.
Here's where you have to be a bit careful if you're SMU, right? You've got the momentum, you've got the crowd behind you, the energy's there. It's exactly what we talked about in the first half, knowing not to tip over that line. Don't get too excited. You've been so disciplined defensively. Don't let it go away now just because you've got the lead.
Big ball from Huerta. It's a layoff there. Simmons trying to, what a tackle. That's from the left back. And that's a play that you'll look back later on and say helps win you a game potentially. Sophie King with that tackle on Cameron Simmons. Impressive heat. A 1-0 lead. The push mentally here to try and win this game from SMU. This would break a 30-game unbeaten streak against the defending national champions. Here's Huff now. She's off and running here. She's coming to life here. Huff still on the ball. Taylor Huff trying to break her way through, and finally gets the resistance around the 18-yard line. Dantes. Huff off the turn. She's got a great left foot. Tackled away. It's a hit and easily saved there by Cotillard. Cotillard made the save on Giovanna Canali of Miami in the 3-3 draw on Thursday. So they've done a little bit of traveling too. Oh, nice flick on. Alford with a lot of hard work goes back to the goalkeeper. And Todd, who just drives it out of play. A lot of changes now about to be made here. Byers will come back on. Russo will come on shortly as we take a hydration break here. We'll step away here, but it is SMU on a goal from Nyah Rose, having a 1-0 lead here over the defending national champions, Florida State. We'll take a break. We come back to Dallas on the ACC Network.
We're coming to you live from Dallas, and ACC Huddle has you covered all day long.
I cannot wait to break this down, man. That's a big game. I might have to go down there.
Shout out to the ACC Huddle.
She is a force, no matter the stage. Because here, she will reach higher. ACC Women's Fall Sports on ACCN.
And that's just how we do it.
Welcome to the best season of the year. Football. Welcome to the comebacks, the stars, the exclusives, the comedy, and the best booth in the game.
Is that a new tie? Sure is.
Welcome to a dynasty in the making. A sibling rivalry for the ages. Welcome to the 2024 NFL season.
What are you doing?
Seriously?
These are my buttons. Only I press these buttons.
There is your goal scorer, Nyah Rose, in the 66th minute for the 1-0 lead here today. But let's go back to Thursday night. Now, this is remarkable.
That's the goal of the season. And Glenn, you can't tell me otherwise. You can't tell me. No one can tell me, because my goodness, that was incredible. But guess what? She's not done. She gets a favorable deflection, yes, but she's being rewarded for her braveness and for her willingness to go at speed, get in line, take players on. And Glenn, that's something, yes, she's the one that gets on the goal column for SMU, but their wingers, their front players today have had such a willingness about them to just go at the FSU defenders, and finally they see that rewarded with a late lead here in Dallas.
And that goal she scored on Thursday, I mean, the athleticism, the balance, the control, the technique, it was a goal from an individual that had everything. Side volley, first touch to set up the finish, remarkable. So
I know that they are happy to have her back, because my, what a difference she makes. And now it goes back to what Nicole Nelson said in our halftime interview. It's about discipline. That's how you close this game out. If you're SMU, you've got to stay disciplined, stick to the game plan. It's worked absolutely brilliantly for you so far.
Nice ball from Alford. Alford has provided good moments. A good first touch. She had Byers at the far post. Better ball. She might have had a shot on goal. Byers' cross is headed away. Remember, she missed the penalty in the first half after it had to be retaken. And shielding that out is the left back, Sophie King from Austin, Texas. Time to give Eliana Salama a rest as well, as she's been taken out after the hydration break. The fact that they were scored on, do you see FSU with a little bit more jump here now?
You have to. I mean, you put it extremely well, and it even reminded me, this is a 30-game unbeaten streak that is on the line here. And I know that for these players, that's ultimately not what it's about, but that's got to be in the back of your mind a little bit. And with that, too, you're at risk for that 41-game scoring streak to be beaten here. So there needs to be a bit of a sense of urgency in the attack, and I would also start to urge the midfielders to take care of the ball better, and with that, the back line continue to step up a bit more.
Jimenez plays it out wide. Here's Puerta now. These are all skilled and talented players. Puerta with a blast, and what a spectacular goal. That is long-range bombing at its best. And Puerta has just lit up Dallas, Texas with that bomb. It is 1-1. right off your comment about being shut out.
Absolutely. They must have heard me up here, and Ashlyn Puerta said, hey, I might not have been part of all 41 games, but I'm going to make sure that it continues. 42 straight matches with the goal, and what a wonder strike from distance. A brilliant prep touch. Absolutely nothing that Cotillard could do about it. And the sense of urgency was there.
So there you see it. This is the numbers on FSU. And they've just gotten back into this game, and they got back in it in a big way. Ashlyn Puerta picks up her 3rd of the year. She is only a freshman from San Diego. She's had 2 game winners this year. And you imagine the upside on that talented player, like so many here today.
And we've talked a lot this game just about general team tactics and teams being able to act as an 11, but Glenn, in both goals, we've just seen big players making big-time plays.
Beckman gets it into the box. Here's Puerta. Puerta's cross. All of a sudden, FSU's got a little bit more jump in their game. Ball's moving a little bit sharper. They're a little bit more aggressive to winning the ball. And they're going to get another free kick here. So they've just flipped the script on SMU here, who really got the uplifting goal from Nyah Rose, but then Ashlyn Puerta comes back with a scorcher from long range.
Got to be on your P's and Q's here if your SMU set piece defending has not been your strong suit.
Taylor Huff to take it here. Scored in their 3-0 victory over the Florida Gators. Had 2 against Syracuse. They try to work the set piece. Ticking down towards 17 minutes left. Glenn Davis alongside former Georgia striker Marion Crowder. And we've seen a great game here today. These athletes very valiant here today, and the conditions they're playing under.
Both teams have travel in their legs. Both teams obviously playing in the same weather conditions. Arguably FSU with the more shallow bench. And as we see Eliana Salama coming back into the match, maybe a little bit sooner than Nicole Nelson would have liked to. But time is of the essence here for these SMU Mustangs.
Out goes Kelly Gordon, who drew the penalty in the first half and had some very bright moments here today as well. Here's Puerta. Your Seminole goal scorer. It's a good switch of play here. Eway's shot is handled there by Cotillard. Here's...
And do I sound like a bit of a broken record here, Glenn? Patience in your final third. You do have fatigue in the legs, have a bit longer spells of possession. This idea of resting with the ball could really help FSU in these waning moments.
Alvord was out wide, trying to fight through the tackle there. Redden. Brusso. Alvord now for SMU. She's had some bright moments here today. Alvord gets across to the back post. Nobody getting there. Still SMU. Offside flag is up. Tuesday, the Nothing But Net crew will look at every ACC school's upcoming basketball schedule. Tip-off Monday, November 4th. I'll break down the women from 7 to 8 Eastern and then the men 8 to 9 Eastern. And it's all right here on the ACC network and the ESPN app. Ashlyn Puerta, the tying goal here today for the Seminoles. lot of this today here that SMU really hasn't bitten on that play from the two center backs and the goalkeeper. Alvord trying to win it, but it's the quickness of Puerta to come back. This is Ash now, and she's got some space on the right side. It's a better ball. Would have put in that wonderful run there from EY. Ideas are here today. Sometimes maybe the execution based on all the challenges. Let's take a look at both the goals here today. We go to the 66th minute and Nyah Rose.
Nyah Rose, a player that we just saw with the goal of the season, putting her team on the board. It's a brilliant decision to get faced up and go herself. The speed, the tempo that she went inline ends up earning her that favorable deflection. But my goodness, Ashley Puerta, what a strike from distance. A scorcher, I believe, as you called it, Glenn. That's how we got here. A 1-1 scoreline.
Boy, a lot of movement in that hit. These two goal scorers have a 7 combined on the year. There's a good look at Nyah Rose. Representing Canada internationally at the under-20 level. And, by the way, she's only a sophomore.
Freshman and sophomore getting the jobs done today. We've seen some excellent goalkeeping. Arguably, you can look back at Todd's and think maybe she could have had a bit stronger wrist there, but for Sierra Cotillard, absolutely nothing that she could do.
Peyton McGovern and Rihanna Hudson will come back on. You got good work from Solai Washington, and you also got good work from Lara Dantes, the Brazilian, who also came back from the Under-20 World Cup.
It's good starting to see her get some minutes worked in. I think she's going to add a really unique dimension to this Florida State midfield.
Here's Huff. Ticking down towards 13 minutes left here. It's out wide here now. Simmons. Cross is cut out, coming back there defensively. Big play from Rudden. This is Rihanna Hudson. Knocked it back. We'll get it back here on the 1-2. Still Hudson. He's got Jimenez. Here's Jimenez now. Extended possession here. Beckman knocked it back and brings in the play here of Wynn.
FSU brought in some major subs, right? Arguably their best attacking front.
Puerta, peeled off run here from Huff. Gets the cross in at the near post. Nobody there for FSU, and good clean handling there from Cotillard.
And that subbing pattern of bringing in your top dogs really tells me that for FSU, a draw is not good enough. They are pushing. They want 3 points. This is a national championship program, arguably the favorites for 2024. And for SMU, I would argue that a draw is a win in these situations, and you want to be very careful about being too risky going forward. Keep with the conservative defensive scheme that you've presented.
From a confidence standpoint, based on this being the defending national champions, RPI, standings, everything, do you want to draw today, SMU, or do you still try to
Now, those players on the field, they want the 3 points, right? And that's when the coaching has to come into play for Nicole Nelson and her staff, right? This idea of, yeah, let them push, let them be risky going forward, but you don't want to do that for the sake of losing this match ultimately. And as you mentioned, I mean, SMU has meshed into the ACC quite nicely. They're unbeaten in conference play so far, leading the conference in goals scored throughout conference play with 9 after today. What a statement this would be to earn a draw on such a good performance at home.
Sophie King trying to get there. She will. A little bit more space and time in the ball now opening up here as we tick down towards 10 minutes. Cote Yard off her line. Wonderful in goal here today. Cote Yard drives it forward. Lizzetti off the throw for SMU. To Nyah Rose. What a turn from Rose. Rose driving towards the end line. Tries to square it back. Still gets it back. And tries to hit there, and it goes over the top and out for the goal kick. But again, off the turn there. Becoming very, very dangerous player down here for FSU.
And that was the tackle that sent Sophia Wynn down. The center back for FSU was a fabulous last-minute intervention, a necessary one, or else Nyah Rose had Salama streaking down the back post. She was trying to deliver that early ball behind the back line.
Sophia Wynn, first time playing in that center back position. Junior from Pensacola, Florida. They'll look at her. And there's a good look at SMU now getting some last-minute instructions here. Clock is held at 9:33 left in this one. It's been an excellent game here today from two highly competitive, well-coached teams.
And we've seen Sophia Wynn really evolve this year, right? A player who we saw mainly at the outside back position a bit throughout the 2023 season. Brian Pinsky feeling like center back is her starring role. And it'll be interesting to see what he does again with Heather Gilchrist coming back from the U20s. Between her and Camille Ash, you've got a solid 3 center back rotation.
So Brian Penske is going to make his way out here to look at Sophia Wynn. See the trainer's got 2 hands in and around her knee, just testing the strength of her knee. Next Thursday, our ACC women's soccer match. Number 2 Florida State. You're watching them today. The defending national champions. They take on the Clemson Tigers. This one in Tallahassee at the Seminole Soccer Complex. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern, and it's all right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Another good one in store. They just keep coming. The quality and the competitive nature of all these games. SMU 5 shots on goal today here. FSU a total of 8. That's pretty good from a defensive standpoint if you're the Mustangs. So Wynn is off right now. Effectively. And now comes back on. Full complement of 11 now for the Seminoles. Is there a game winner in this one under 10 minutes left? Addie Todd. Good to see Wynn up and okay here. Ash will carry it forward. She has some room. coming out of there beautifully with some great skill. Huff, top of the box. He'll get it wide. First time ball towards the near post is covered nicely. That was Hartman, who's cut a lot of crosses out. Haley Hartman has had a solid game as a center back today here. Grand Prairie, Texas, a junior. The Evans got caught in possession. It's going to take a big challenge. And the challenge was there. Abby Hampton had to put her head in there. Chance here. Hudson. Shot and save. Cote-Yard again with good handling, not conceding a rebound.
Good to see Hudson getting on the end of that one because it was her defensive work rate that led to this chance ultimately. She makes the backside run, and here's the angle. It's difficult, right? That's what we've been talking about for Florida State. That's a great angle from our camera crew. In that moment, can you make the decision to take one more touch to the inline and then you have the option to slot the ball back across, or can you just put your laces through it, force Cote-Yard perhaps to have to parry it away? You had numbers on the backside.
McGovern. And by the way, as hot a day as it is, you have to give our cameramen great credit.
Big shout outs
for what they're doing. It's nice to be here under a roof calling the game. So a big thank you to all those guys who bring us the incredible pictures. Okay, so coming back on now. It's number 28, Salai Washington. Under 8 minutes left. Here's Huff. Cameron Simmons not able to control it. She's got 3 goals in 2 games, along with 2 assists. Big tackle. Nyah Rose got her head up. She's got to run towards the near post, and nobody trailing. Couldn't pick out. And here in transition, a big moment here for FSU. A chance to get a second, just goes past the far post. It was Salai Washington. Simmons couldn't seal off that back post for the tap-in. But just like that in transition, away we go.
What a brilliant ball from Taylor Huff. Finds the run on a dime. And what a decision from Washington. Simmons just arriving a half step too late, but a brilliant decision just to put that one back across the face of goal towards the back post. Washington, what an outing she has had today for the Seminoles.
Has added a lot off the bench here today. Under 6 minutes left. Washington battling there, and it's
and late in the second half, Florida State has really been committed to winning the 50-50 balls.
They get it out wide here. Cutting inside, pulling her shot wide was McGovern. She's got really, really quick feet. She's gotten into some good areas here.
Clean and tidy, I believe, was the phrase you used earlier. I like that. Very nice way to describe Kate McGovern.
Out goes Cameron Simmons. Good effort from her today. And out comes Marianela Jimenez, back from the Under-20 World Cup with Venezuela. Marianela Jimenez has had some bright moments in this one. McGovern, who's good in the air for a woman who's short in stature, gets up and wins that one.
As noted by our head coach as well, made sure to tell us that she leads in aerial goals.
Driven in ball, that's a dangerous one. Oh, at the back post, it falls gratuitously. Hudson was denied. Second chance here is pushed wide by Cote-Yard. Unbelievable moment here.
a very deserved hug by her center back. What a moment, a defensive miscue, and Cotillard has to become the defender on the back post. And Rihanna Hudson put that one on the floor. That has to be on the ground, placed.
Huff off the corner towards the back post. There's a lot of garnet colored jerseys back there. Trying to get it cleared here is SMU, who's in real trouble here over the top. That was Camille Ash. The big center back got forward. There's the saves here on the day. 9 for Cotillard, who has been exceptional. Graduate student from Toronto, Canada. And on the other end, Addie Todd having an excellent day as well. I question the goal. Kind of went off the inside of her leg. Maybe a chance here. It is SMU. Oh, and they hold it up. A shot goes over the top. You would have thought that going straight to goal was the option there for Liz Eddy.
And Glenn, I believe this is a simple I forgot the ball moment. Yeah, look, she had it in as a breakaway, just maybe gets a bit too excited, leaves the ball behind, has to retrace her steps, and by that point, FSU did well to get numbers behind it.
Hudson, Puerta knocks it forward. Also wearing the captain's armband and playing like one today is Abby Hampton. Her and Hartman have done a great job commandeering the back line here today.
What energy we have. You know, I know we've got 2.5 minutes left, and with the way that this game has gone, it's anybody's game at this point. But Glenn, what an atmosphere we have. What a match we've seen. It's been box to box. We've seen incredible chances created. We've seen incredible goalkeeping moments.
19 shots for Florida. I agree with you 100%. Great example of women's college soccer in the ACC. Taking no chances there is Haley Hartman. Quick throw here from FSU. Goes back into the box all the way back to Cotillard. Under 2 minutes left here in Dallas, Texas. It is 1-1. Florida State and SMU, the defending national champions. It's going to be a free kick here, SMU. Opportunity to get somebody and some players deeper in and around the penalty area now.
I would say that you cannot do that.
EY there. Here's a crossing opportunity towards the back post. Just overhit. Some of the delivery a little bit overhit there that time. From Maura Yumo. Outstanding right back. So we're under a minute here. Addie Todd off the goal kick. Headers one back. Is there one more chance in this game for either team? Rudden has battled gamely all day in midfield for SMU. Washington trying to get turned. So Lai Washington, can she get a shot off? She gets it out wide. Here's a shot, is blocked. There was one more chance in it. It was Jimenez. 14 seconds left. Goalkeeper coming forward here. Addie Todd. Off the corner, it's SMU for the win. Make that FSU for the win, it's over. It'll end here today, 0-0, as Florida State trying to score off the corner in the waning second.